Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Workforce Wednesday feature. I'm here with Bob from the Hilton in Scranton, and we're going to talk today about the awesome careers in hospitality that he has available in our area. So, hi, Bob. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. So the Hilton is right in downtown Scranton, right on the corner of Adams and Lackawanna. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your role at the Hilton, and even the history of the company in our area.
Sure. Well, I'm a child of hospitality. Started out washing pots and, cooking, dishes, everything, the whole nine yards. I just kept on progressing personally to actually attain the position I'm at now as a general manager of the Hilton in Scranton. It is an outrageous position to have because you would get to work with some of the outrageous, not only in the community, but the staff itself and the guests coming in. Love what I do.
That's awesome. Your passion certainly comes through on the screen here. And I love that you started right from entry level and worked your way up through the business.
It gives you more of an impact, more of an empathy for what people have to go through, as you keep on growing. But again, anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right. That certainly says a lot too, especially in today's day and age, with all of the workforce shortages that are going on, that anybody with any skill set can come to the table and help you out. So
Yep.
what types of positions are you hiring for at the Hilton right now?
Right now, we're looking for pretty much most of our positions. We never try to let a good person pass through our fingers, right? So we tend to keep ourselves open in all of our areas, food and beverage, serving, banquets. Banquets are starting to kick back in, which is really nice to see. Housekeeping, not as much front desk right now, but one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is getting people cross-trained to do more than just one thing. I always feel that it's a better value for themselves, better value to the company, and they have more of a self-worth when they can do more than just one particular task.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. That element of like the cross training and
Sure.
upskilling and
And I will tell you, throughout this whole COVID, we've had several people who have been cross-trained prior, so never really lost a beat. They just kept on staying with us and doing one position versus another position. And you learn a lot. You learn a lot from it, and it was a great experience. And we're glad to see things at least getting back to normal a little bit.
yeah, absolutely. I know we're all waiting, waiting for the day when we can officially say things have returned to normal. So tell me a little bit more about the Hilton. What is it like to work there? What are your company values? The morale like?
Okay, so Hilton is ranked the #1 place to work in America, ranked by Forbes. Yes. It just came out again. This is, I think, the third year in a row. And Hilton is just one thing. Our company, this particular property is owned by another company called the Welcome Group. Okay. And our owner is out in El Segundo, California. He's a growing company, likes to reinvest in things, constantly looking at different opportunities, even through COVID, looking at different opportunities. We have great leadership who have helped, guide us to the point where we are now. I mean, we are one of the busiest hotels in our market, okay, in Scranton. Our occupancy has been doing fairly well throughout this whole COVID, which is, I think a lot of it due to their leadership, but more importantly, the people here at the property. We have people who, even through this time, we have somebody who just celebrated their 13th year at the property. Another person just celebrated their 18th year at the property. That says a lot in itself as far as the culture. The best way I can explain our culture and our attitude is if you take a typical hierarchy where you have the general manager at the top and then it filters down, take that, just flip it upside down. I am probably the least important person here at this property. Okay. It's really the people who work with the guests on a day-to-day basis. Not like I don't, but the ones who are really communicating with them, the housekeepers who are, taking care of the rooms for the guests, the sanitation procedures they have in place. They get so involved with them that they become friends with them, and they know them better than I do. And this is a housekeeper, versus a front desk clerk. So that's pretty much our culture. It's one of trust, reliability, going beyond. We've had people here who will do things that I personally wouldn't even have thought about doing for our guests. We had one person who came here for a funeral. Unfortunately, she lost her mother, and through this whole ordeal that's going on, she forgot to get the obituary from the newspaper, and it was a day later. And of course, newspapers go pretty quickly. One of my team members went and researched, asking friends if they had the copy of the paper, took the obituary, laminated it, and gave it to the guests before they left. Where do you find that? So it was actually something that one of our Hilton meetings that they actually read to the rest of the Hilton company. So that's just typical of what our staff is.
Wow, that's a really impactful story. And like you said, it says a lot about your company culture and your values, that warmth, that welcoming environment, friendliness, and to end on the thoughtful and the considerate note. I'm sure that having that laminated obituary meant the world to that guest more than anything. Know that your staff are thinking about that and going above and beyond their essential duties. It really shows that is probably a great place to work.
Well, we also have something that we call the Blue Energy Team. And what the Blue Energy Team is, it is really our staff members, our hourly staff members. We want them more involved than actually the managers. They volunteer their time to do things like whether it be cleaning parks, whether it be helping out the elderly, whether it be singing, Christmas songs, at a senior home, whether it be taking our van and during the holidays, helping people grab some of their food and taking them home because they don't have a ride. That's not something that I did. It's just the culture that is here at the Hilton that makes us, one of the better places to work in not only the area, but in the country. Our Hilton is actually very, very highly ranked within the brand of Hilton as far as service goes. One of the highest ranked Hiltons in the whole company. So it's pretty impactful.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people can say they're number one best place to work by Forbes? That's amazing. Only one.
Yeah.
You.
No, yeah. And like I said, this particular hotel is ranked very, very high as far as guest service within all of Hilton. I mean, you've got resorts out there and stuff. Now you can see in my background here, I have the picture of the beach. I'm not there. I'm here, but yeah, it's my happy place, other than Hilton.
Absolutely. So can you tell us a little bit more about the positions that you have available currently and what attributes somebody might need to be successful in these positions?
One of the best and most simplest things I could say about that is I look for people with great attitudes, okay, great desires that they want to grow, because we always want our team members to grow. Personality, the desire to succeed, and I've always told people, if I can play a little bit of an impact in that person's growth, whether they with me, without me, I've succeeded, and I don't look as much as the experience that they may have, but the attitude and the personality of that particular individual. Because if they have the right personality, right attitude, you can teach them to move mountains. Okay. And you just point them in the direction and they just do it. I was interviewing somebody yesterday, and the personality that particular person injected was just amazing. It makes you feel better, okay, because it becomes contagious. And that's the biggest thing, because you can teach everything else. But that's the biggest thing that I look for in all the business. It's like you. Okay? Look at your bubbliness over there at Chamber, right? That's what I like. So come on down.
I do my best, Bob. I do my best. Um, so going off of, you mentioned the personal growth. You like to help your employees along that growth journey, whether it's with a little bit of support or they make their own way for themselves within the Hilton. Can you tell us a little bit more about those advancements, those career advancement opportunities, or if you offer any types of training opportunities to help them along that journey?
Sure. A lot of what we do is getting a lot of people cross-trained if they desire to do so. So I mentioned earlier that we've had people who were cross-trained prior to the pandemic, and how they've stayed employed throughout this whole thing by doing different positions and stuff like that. I have a person on my staff right now, and I always like to tell this story. I've got more than just one, but I got just one person I want to, because he progressed himself in such a short period of time. He started out as a banquet waiter. Okay. Proved himself as a banquet waiter in a short period of time. He moved to banquet captain. Okay, moved from banquet captain to be a sales coordinator. Now he's actually one of our lead salespeople at the property, and you probably know him as D.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. Luke, my front desk, who's very well known he actually started here as a bellman, and he's our front office manager now. So I really do believe people can achieve anything they want to achieve as long as they have it in their heart and they understand that it's all about, people and engaging with people at every opportunity you have, you know. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, nope, that's okay. We're casual here at work.
Yeah, so well, and I was a telemarketer. Yeah, no.
So I love to hear those stories about management teams or leadership teams that have started from the ground and have worked their way up through the ranks, because having a manager or a supervisor or a person on your leadership team that you can go to and speak with about what you're experiencing is super important, because they get it. They've been where you are, and having that relatability just makes working your job that much more enjoyable.
Sure, 100%. And being a product of that myself, okay, growing up through the industry, you can appreciate it more. And it's like I said, I don't, if they grow with me, great. But if I'm able to touch that person's, sense of desire to grow just a little bit, and they've done it. I have one person who's out in Australia right now, because she started here and now she's working out in Australia. And I said, listen, when you come back, you got a place. Okay, Bob, I'm in Australia now. And I said, look, I got the beach behind me, but um,
So that's a very interesting thing that you bring up. So is there potential to move around in these positions, since Hilton is a international company?
yeah, a lot depends on what they have available at that time. It puts their foot in the door. We've actually, being our company itself, which is the Welcome Group out of El Segundo, California, we actually had one of our team members here transfer out to California and is working out at one of our hotels in California. And a lot of it is because of how that person was developed here that made him a leader at one of the other properties that we have out in California.
That's a really nice element to your employment opportunities, because a lot of people wonder, what if I have to move, or what if I would like to move?
Sure.
Getting a job wherever they would like to go is a huge barrier to be able to living your best life, right?
Sure. And
Knowing,
with the brands that Hilton has,
yeah,
there's so many opportunities out there.
absolutely. I feel like that's the theme of this, is opportunities. You're providing not
Sure.
just careers, not just jobs, but opportunities to our area,
Yeah.
to your employees.
Oh, 100%. It's a great fun environment. And when you start seeing the reaction from people, okay, that actually come back and look, hey, is Sue here? Hey, is Luke here? Hey, is Kelly here? Is Dee here? That means that you've touched somebody.
Mhm.
And I give people the authority to do that. Matter of fact, I had one of my team members just walk in before the meeting and was telling me about a guest who's traveling with breast cancer, and the wife is taking care of him. They're traveling through, never been here before, and she was like, Bob, can I do an amenity to the room for them? I said, you don't have to ask me, just do it. Just do it. Why limit yourself to have to come ask me when you know I'm going to say yes anyway? Just do it. And that we pride ourselves in people being able to make those decisions on their own without having to keep on checking back with the manager, because it's going to pay off at twofold, tenfold, 20-fold, because it's just going to make that impact for that guest that much more brighter.
Yeah. And within that story, I think you've just touched upon two major things that any job seeker is really looking for nowadays, which is they want to be able to go to work and know that they are doing meaningful work. And
Sure.
what that story just shows is that, you are making meaning in these people's lives, helping them make sure that their experiences are enjoyable, whether they may be there for sad reasons or happy reasons, for something fun or not fun.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
also the autonomy. People don't want to be micromanaged. They want to be trusted by their employers. And the fact that you said to that employee, just do it. Don't ask me. Your judgment is spot on. Shows that people can go to work and feel trusted by their employer too.
And what the other thing too is we do a lot for our associates. So we just did a cornhole tournament for our associates, just for dinner and a cornhole barbecue and stuff, just as a thank you type of stuff. We offer incentives for referrals. Okay, we have one incentive right now that if an associate brings another associate in, okay, and that person is here, makes their 90-day intro period, that associate brought them in gets $100. If they go through a 6-month period, they get $100. If they go through a year, they get $100. If they win the employee of the month, they get $100. Okay, so the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I have such a great staff now. I just want to keep on multiplying that to blend in new people with that, and it makes it fun for me to come to work. If it makes it fun for me to come to work, that's a good thing.
Yeah, who doesn't want to have fun
sure.
at work?
Yeah.
So you touched a little bit upon those unique elements of your wages and benefit packages there. Is there anything else additional you'd like to touch upon in that area of wages, benefit packages?
Sure. I mean, we do offer, medical, we do offer dental and vision. Pay is dependent on experience and stuff of that nature. We do a lot of things like 50% off food. So they can come in with their family members up to a party of 4 and get 50% off, okay, when they come and dine with us. We'll do a $35 gift card that they can utilize here on their birthdays. We do the employee of the month where they get monetary value out of that also. Upstairs with that tournament, we just gave away a trip to Edgewater, New Jersey, which is right on the Hudson River over there. 2 trips for that. $200 in cash for the person who won the cornhole tournament. We'll do lunch for the associates sometimes, like I'm buying pizza for Friday, okay, because you just work hard. In better times when we had the cook here, I would give them lunch, okay. I just don't have the cook here right now. That's so come on in so you can get lunch. We do a lot of things like that. If the other thing with Hilton being such a big, powerful brand, I was able to go as an associate at Hilton. I was able to go to Marco Island, which is normally anywhere from a $300 to $600 room night, for $45 a night. Okay, and I was able to get breakfast included because I'm a gold member, and I was able to get that 50% off. Okay, for dinner down there. Where do you go for something like that? You can't.
Right.
There's no other industry that can do that except the hospitality industry. So that's another huge benefit. A lot of people take advantage of that, even for a weekend getaway. So that's just the icing on the cake right now. There's plenty more stuff that we do. I don't even have the list in front of me, but I just constantly do different things, and a lot of it depends on what they want to see happen, and we try to custom our programs to accommodate what their needs are. Nothing better than if an associate wants to have their party with you, okay? Because we'll offer incentives for that too. Discounts off of graduation party, christening. I've had 4 parties for my associates within the last 2 months, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That says something in itself that they work here, right? And that they want to have their party with us because they know what a great job we do because they work here, and that's impactful in itself. It really stopped me to think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice that you come to work, you do your responsibilities, you have fun while doing it. And then outside of work, you know that you're going to have that special place to be able to host all of those big life moments. And you're still
Yes.
doing that with your work
Yeah.
family. That's really
Yeah.
nice.
It's great. It's great. You know, I can't wait to attend them myself if they let
Yeah.
me in. Bob, keep away.
You have to sit outside, Bob.
They do. Yeah, they're really in charge. They just let me think that I'm in charge. But
Like you said, that reverse hierarchy, they're in
that's
charge.
it. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. You know. So and they do a great job for me, and I just would like to invite other people to join our team and have fun with us because that's what we do. We're all about fun.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And so just to transition a little bit, I know the pandemic has been a really difficult time for the hospitality industry. I know you mentioned that you were able to keep a lot of your employees on board by those cross-training skill sets and things like that. So that job security during the pandemic is huge. And I really commend you and all of your staff for hanging on through all of this. So I know a lot of people might still be a little bit apprehensive to come to work, especially in the hospitality industry where they may be interacting with people every day. So what are you doing to keep your employees safe?
Well, I mean, there's several things. We don't clean the rooms, okay, unless the guest really requests it while they're still here. Okay, we only do checkouts. Number one. Number two, Hilton's got a huge clean stay program. Okay, that they have out there, of course, with the things that the government wants you to do with the plexiglass and things of that nature. But sanitizing all the rooms, we actually seal the doors. Okay, so when our rooms are clean, we actually seal the doors. So if the next person who goes in there is the guest. Okay, we have a Lysol program. Okay, which actually drained a lot of the retail market of Lysol because they committed so much to Hilton. Right, you can't say much more about killing germs and Lysol itself. But there's just so much stuff from the temperature checks, to the clean stay program, to the meeting stay program, to all of those things involved, and that we do on a daily basis. And it pays off because there are people. We have signage all over the place to remind people, okay, to wear your masks, okay, to sanitize your hands, sanitation stations throughout the whole place. We take it very seriously because we do realize that even though as we are coming out of it, there are people who are a little bit more sensitive, and they should be. If they have more of those pre-existing conditions, I would be sensitive too. So.
Right, absolutely. And it's very nice to know that you're taking it so seriously and that you're in tune and aware of how your employees are feeling in terms of their safety at work, and that you're making those adjustments to be able to make them feel a little bit more safe, and things like that. So that's great.
Yeah, whatever they need. Okay.
Mhm.
The next thing we're looking at is tear away alarms for the associates, where they would just rip it out, large sound will go off, and to scare off any people or anything of that nature. I don't know, just another way to keep them safe in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of those. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it'd be something that they could utilize not only here but outside. It's a crazy world out there sometimes,
Mhm.
but it's not here. That's the good thing.
Yeah, everything is calm and friendly and welcoming at the Hilton.
It's our safe place. That's all.
Yeah,
I
very
mean, they
nice.
spend a lot of time here, right? So most of their lives are spending at work. So why not make it as enjoyable as you possibly could for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess the most important question of all is, for any job seeker who's interested in applying, where should they go?
Oh, just come right to the front desk at the hotel, grab an application, fill it out. Keep your what you want to do open, okay, as much as possible. And then hand it back to the front desk. If somebody's around, they'll just come out and chat with you at that moment in time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's usually a manager around, and we have a standing thing that we don't want to do associate walk away.
Mhm.
So come in and apply. You'll probably get interviewed that moment. I just interviewed somebody yesterday with somebody, because we usually do a 2-process interview, one with me and then one with the person in charge. But it's not uncommon that we'll just do one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like instant gratification as much as the next millennial, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that there's no
Come on
waiting
down.
time.
We'll give you a little trophy when you. Here you go.
I'll add it to my trophy bookshelf.
There you go.
But yeah, I love that. That's amazing. No waiting time at all. Because I know a lot of job seekers get frustrated that they submit an application, they never hear back, or they go for the interview and they never hear back. That's really nice that on the spot interviews, you walk right up, grab the application, you know it's getting into the right hands immediately. That's great.
Yeah. We're all buying into it. So it's that we're bought in. We're regular, ready to rock and roll and have fun. Got a lot of opportunities.
Mm.
So come join the team.
Hey, maybe I'll check it out. Don't tell my boss.
There you go. Come on. Yeah. I see Zach up there. Come on, join the team, Zach.
Awesome. So is there anything else you'd like to say to job seekers before we close today?
No, the only thing is everything that I mentioned is real. Okay. The upside down pyramid is the reality. It's what I've always believed in my entire career. And it's not just for myself, it's all the managers feel the same way. We all pitch in. It's not like, if somebody needs somebody to make beds, I'm up there making beds. If somebody needs somebody to fold laundry, I'm there folding laundry, doing dishes. It's just because it's not that they may need it, it's just because, and that's just the aura, that's just the environment that we have here at the Hilton. And I think you'll enjoy working here.
Fantastic. So awesome environment, autonomy, meaningful work. What more could you ask for?
Nothing. Come on down.
Yeah.
I'll do a barbecue at my house and we'll have fun. Don't worry about it.
Great. Awesome. All right. So thank you so much for taking the time to have this conversation with me. I've learned a lot about the Hilton and about your job opportunities that you have available. For any job seekers that are interested, you heard Bob, just go walk right into their front door, go right up to the front desk, ask for that application. On the spot interviews available. So thank you everybody for taking the time to watch, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.